Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you guys are doing great. In today's video, we are going to cover a very interesting topic, and the topic would be architectural style rendering in Blender. Have you ever seen those fancy renders that people do with other rendering engines and softwares? Well, guess what? We are going to do something similar in Blender today. So make sure you watch the video till the end, and let's get started. Before we start with the actual video, there are two things that I want to convey to you. The first being that this video is a continuation of the part 1 of architectural modeling tutorial. So if you haven't watched that, make sure you check that out. Also, you can continue with this if you have modeled any other building and you want to try this out. But for this video, we are going to use the building that we modeled in the previous part. And secondly, this won't be like a traditional tutorial where I would give the voiceover till the end of the video. Rather, I would give you quick audio notes at the beginning of every step so that you can understand and then follow the steps accordingly. So let's begin. The first step is to add material to the basic meshes of the building that we have modeled. The materials are going to be pretty simple and straightforward, which will help us achieve the look that we are really looking forward to. Our next step is to add material to the base of the platform where the building stands. We are going to give it a wood material which I have downloaded from the net and also provided a link in the description below. But before adding the material, what we have to do is we have to apply the mirror modifier and delete the common edges and the faces where the mirror modifier is actually merging.
The next thing is to add planes in front of the building, which will act as the pools for the building which are already existing at the site. The material would be very simple. It would be a glossy surface which would give it the feel of a transparent sheet being used as water for the model. This will help us give the look that we want. Now we are going to add trees on both sides of the building. But again, the trees must not look over the top, but rather something which is very simple, and hence we are going to use the sapling tree generator add-on from the add-on menu. The add-on can be enabled from the add-on menu and can be accessed by pressing Shift A and then going into the curve menu where you will find the sapling tree gen option. Once you have clicked on that, you will see a menu from which you can select whatever tree you want and you can adjust the settings according to the context. Now we are going to give a context to the building that we have modeled. Because the building exists in real life, we are going to give it a realistic context using the Blender OpenStreetMap add-on. The add-on allows us to import buildings, terrains, trees, light, roads, etc. which are in the selected area of the map. This is very useful in situations like these where the building exists in real life. In other cases, you can also model the context if you want to. The add-on can be enabled from the add-on menu again, but the procedure is a bit different to actually activate it, and I suggest you watch another video regarding that. Now to optimize the model according to our needs, I'm going to remove all the existing materials from the material menu and then we'll add a new material to it. Now we are going to optimize the context model even further by deleting some of the unwanted stuff that we might not require for the render. And then we will rotate the complete context model according to the orientation in which we have modeled the building. As a last step of optimization for the context model, we are going to delete the buildings across the road from the model. We are deleting those buildings mainly because of two reasons. The first being that those buildings are not in scope for us for the render part, and also in renders like these, it is always preferred to see the modeled building, in this case which is the Seagram building, from front without any visual obstructions. The next step is to add materials to the context model that we have made over here. We are going to give it a wood material which I downloaded from the net and I have provided a link in the description below. With the wood material that we are using, we are going to give it a feel as if the context are pieces of wooden blocks arranged surrounding the Seagram building. This will enhance the look even further. Now we are going to add lights to the building. For that I am going to add a plane which would be of the size of the building, and then we would give it some thickness, and then we, using the emission shader, we will also give it the material of the light that we want. After that we are going to array it across all the floors so that we can get a uniform lighting across the building. Now for the lights on the base floor, because the size of that floor is a bit different than the floors above it, we are going to copy that light from above and place it below. We are going to remove the array modifier and also resize the light. So in this way we have completely given a uniform lighting to the whole building. Now we are going to give the whole model a background. The background would be a very dark grey color, something which is very close to black but not exactly black. This will help us create focus on the main subject of the render, which is the Seagram building. After having done that, we are going to give lighting to the whole model. For that, we are going to give an area lamp with a certain amount of power, and then we'll duplicate it on the other side. For duplicating the light, we are not going to use the Shift plus D command. Instead, we will use the Alt plus D command. In this way, when we change the power settings of one light, the other light will automatically get changed because both of them would be linked. After having placed the area lights, now we will bring in a cube and place it beneath the whole model. This cube will act as a baseboard on which the whole model is sitting. As we are nearing towards the end of the video, it is important that we place a camera at this point, which will help us take out the final render. Now after adding the camera, we are going to play with certain settings such as the focal length, the overall distance of the camera from the model, selecting the object which would be the focus of the camera, and also changing the size of the render. All of these settings can be played around according to what you need. At this point you can see that we have set up the camera and everything looks good, but over here you can see that the trees are not looking up to the scale or are not marking an impression on the render. So for that, what we are going to do is we'll select all the trees and scale it according to what looks good for the scene. Now we'll preview the render for one last time before we move on to the settings to set up the final render. Now as a last step, we are going to change the samples of the render and increase it so that the render is high quality and also the noise across the render is very less. Now we can finally put the model to render and wait for the results. But before that, let us take a moment to congratulate ourselves for making it till the end. Now we have rendered the scene and the result looks good. This is the kind of result we were expecting, and it is great that we could achieve it in Blender. So this way you can see that we can achieve these kind of renders in Blender and we do not have to shift to another platform for this. Also, this was only an example using the Seagram building, but replicating and using this technique you can render any building that you want to and achieve this kind of style. So I hope you got to learn something valuable out of this video. If you did, please make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new to the channel and hit that bell notification icon for the latest updates. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Have a great day.